Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Political Living Room. I am Karen. This is my living room, and we're going to have a little chat about politics. I have my beverage for the evening. It is Arancia and Pico d'India. I think I said that correctly. It is a San Pellegrino soda, one of my favorites. Alrighty. Mm. Mm. So, who is this? This is Justin Jones. He is a congressman of the 52nd District in Tennessee. He is going to be the subject of this evening's discussion. Why are we talking about this guy? Here's a little bit of context. So, a couple days ago, I was talking about how glad I was to see Enrique Tarrio go to jail for orchestrating the January 6th insurrection at the Capitol. And I am glad. I also love the Trump indictment. I want to see all of them go to jail. Go to jail. Jail. Now, the issue is that before we had the January 6th uprising, we had the Black Lives Matter riots all over the country. Those people also need to go to jail. If it is a crime for one group of people to riot, it is a crime for another group of people to riot. It doesn't matter which party is in power or which bunch of wannabe authoritarians is at the helm. What matters is, did these people commit crimes? If so, when will they be prosecuted for those crimes, and will they be prosecuted appropriately? So far, this dude, no prosecution. Charges dropped. What charges, you ask? I'm glad you asked that question. Let's take a look at a couple of articles, shall we? And yes, he got into office after he committed these offenses, not before. Alrighty. So why are we putting criminals in office? Why? Can we avoid that in the future? Like going forward, can we not vote for criminals even if they run? Okay, so this is from the New York Post. Let's take a look at this. It says Tennessee Rep. Justin Jones tossed a traffic cone at a driver during a 2020 BLM protest. That's called assault. Unearthed surveillance footage from a 2020 Black Lives Matter protest outside the Tennessee Capitol shows newly reinstated Representative Justin Jones throwing a traffic cone at a driver in frustration. You remember, Jones was part of the Tennessee Three that were expelled for leading a mini insurrection in Tennessee over gun rights or over gun control. Now, there was no riot, but it did interrupt the flow of state business. Okay, so where's the prosecution? No prosecution? I guess not. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep reading about this guy tossing a traffic cone at a driver, committing an act of assault. Here we go. Jones, 27, who was returned to office after leading a protest in the Capitol against gun violence and, as I said, shutting down the progress of state business. That's wrong when Republicans do it. It's wrong when Democrats do it too. So, Jones, 27, who was returned to office after leading a protest in the Capitol against gun violence in the wake of the Nashville school shooting, was seen on video blocking a street with 6 other demonstrators on June 18th, 2020. That crap is annoying. Blocking the street is annoying. And nobody should do it. Black, white, BLM, anybody. Don't do it. Do not, definitely, if I'm on my way to work, don't get in my way. That's not going to be good. Okay, let's keep going. Dressed in all black, like Antifa, dressed in all black and a tan-brimmed hat. The future lawmaker could be seen attempting to stop a white truck trying to drive around them by placing a traffic cone in front of the vehicle. We're very docile in this society. Agents of chaos like this guy rely on that. Let's keep going. All right, I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay. Appearing angered by the driver's actions. Angered by the driver's actions, this guy has impeded the driver's progress, placed a cone in front of the man's truck, and he's annoyed. Dude, let's keep going. Jones can be seen pulling the cone from underneath the vehicle and using it to repeatedly jab the driver who attempts to smack it away. So he starts fighting the guy with the cone. For the love of God, this is a state representative. Okay? This is an elected official who did this. I'm speechless. Let's keep going. Jones has repeatedly claimed that the chaotic incident was not violent. Yeah, picking up a traffic cone and jabbing it at the driver in the car while he's trying to drive away. What? That's not violent? Yes, it is. What are you talking about? But I guess if the person is a person of color and they are doing it in the name of so-called Black lives, then it's okay. If this was a white dude doing this to a Black driver, oh Lord, you can imagine the hue and cry that would go up from the wokey dopes. But it is a person of color, and Jones is Filipino. I believe he's Black and Filipino. So we're going to call him a person of color, even though I'm not thrilled about that term. But if somebody with a brown face and a certain arrangement of features and a certain hair texture is committing an act of chaos in the name of Black lives, then it's supposed to be okay. Yeah, it's not okay. This guy needs to go to jail for that nonsense. Okay, so claim that the incident was not violent after District Attorney Glenn Funk attempted to indict him in 2021 for participating in the protests in an aggravating manner. So charges were brought. The indictment was attempted. What do you mean attempted? What do you mean attempted? I'll tell you what I mean. It means the charges were dropped. Okay, let's keep going. So, the charges pressed against Jones for the protest were all dropped. No consequences. No consequences. For the love of God. And here we have a photo of the rally that shut down state business, also known as an insurrection. Shh. March 30th, 2023, hundreds rally for gun reform in the Tennessee state capitol in the wake of the school shooting. When the trans individual walked into the school and shot up 3 kids, the Christian school, might I add, shot up 3 kids and 3 adults. Still haven't seen the manifesto. Why is that? Okay, so let's go on. Let's learn a little bit more about Jones. In this picture, he's standing on top of a cop car. Oh my, he cut quite a figure as an agent of chaos in Black Lives Matter protests. Why is this guy an elected official? Why? This is 3 years ago. This isn't something that he did, say, 20, 30 years ago. He's 27. Basically, this happened like last week. And he's an elected official. Appalling. Okay. Tennessee 3 Democrat Justin Jones pictured standing on police car during 2020 Black Lives Matter protests. An arrest warrant was issued for Tennessee State Rep Justin Jones after he walked on a police car during a BLM protest in 2020. Enrique Tarrio is doing 22 years in prison for orchestrating the attack on the Capitol on January 6th. Now, I'm not saying that walking on a police car or jabbing a traffic cone at a driver during a protest is the same level of offense. It is an offense, however. Isn't this called vandalism? Isn't there a law against vandalizing city property? Isn't there a law against assault? But, like I said, if you're a person of a certain skin shade with a certain arrangement of features and a certain hair texture, if you are in a wokey dopistan, you can do whatever you want. Well, assuming that you do it in the name of Black lives. Okay, let's keep going. The article states, Tennessee State Democrat Rep Justin Jones was one of two lawmakers expelled from the state house last week when he took part in a May 2020 Black Lives Matter protest in Nashville, where he reportedly walked on the top of a police car and was subsequently charged with a crime before he was let off. Of course, because he's a person of color. He's a blackish kind of dude, and it's Black Lives Matter, so Black criminal lives matter. Actually, I think that's the best way to think of it, because Black Lives Matter does not say a word, not a mumbling word, not a syllable, not a phoneme about the continuation of the epic levels of Black on Black violence in the inner city. Not a word. Because the lives of Black criminals matter. Now, the lives of innocent Black people who are killed by those criminals or whose neighborhoods are made unlivable by those criminals, who cares about them? They're concerned about the Black criminals. And so this guy, Justin Jones, he's a Black criminal. So his life matters far more than anyone else's. Let's keep going. The incident, which was captured on video, showed Jones along with fellow activist Janisha Harris walking atop a police car as dozens of rowdy and seemingly uncontrollable protesters surrounded them. But of course, it's Black. Black lives matter. So, yeah, their Black lives were mattering. Right there. That's how Black people matter. Committing acts of chaos. You know who believes that the only thing that Black people can do is commit chaos? Racists. People who hate Black people believe that the only thing that Black people are capable of is chaos. Just throwing that out there. The article goes on, following the incident, charges were brought against Jones and Harris, and arrest warrants were issued over damage that was done to the car during the protest. Okay. Jones, who represents Tennessee's 52nd District in the State House, was one of three lawmakers along with Democrat reps Gloria Johnson and Justin Pearson. Justin Pearson. How embarrassing is he? Oh, Lord. Who riled up gun control protesters and took to the House floor to call on their colleagues to take action against gun violence. So there was another incident with this guy. And we're going to get to that in a second. But check this out. So the jabbing the traffic cone at the driver wasn't enough. Walking on top of the police car wasn't enough. But check this out. A 2019 report from the Tennessean stated that Jones was charged with 2 counts of misdemeanor assault and 1 count of disorderly conduct after police said he threw a cup of coffee into an elevator and struck then House Speaker Glenn Quesada, a Republican and GOP state rep Deborah Moody. So he threw a cup of coffee at Republican representatives in 2019. Why is this man holding public office? He is not fit for it. He is an agent of chaos. The only thing he's going to do is create chaos. That is what he does. This man should not be serving the public in any capacity. And yet, there he is. It is appalling. Appalling. Now, 2 weeks ago, this bonehead who was reinstated was silenced. Yet again, check this out. Tennessee's State House votes to silence Representative Justin Jones, one of two Democrats expelled earlier this year. They need to just bar him or yank his office away from him. This is the kind of man who convinces people in this country, who convinces racists that this is all that Black people are capable of, that this is what we do. As soon as you give us some power, we act like this. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, what did Jones say about why he was silenced? Check this out. I voiced the concerns of my district, State House District 52 in Tennessee. What will make us feel safe? Safe with this guy who walks on the police cars, jabbed a cone at a driver, and threw a cup of coffee at elected representatives? What in the hell? You're not safe with this cat. He doesn't care about safety. He cares about chaos. What will help in this time of crisis? Because of the continual occurrence of mass shootings and gun violence in our state and in our nation. Now, let me tell you one thing that is not going to stop mass shootings. Taking guns away from law-abiding gun owners is not going to stop mass shootings because criminals will still find a way to get a hold of guns. What you will do is take guns away from people who are not going to harm anyone with them and leave the guns in the hands of the criminals. So we need to find another solution. We need to do something. Taking guns away from law-abiding people who are never going to commit a crime, ain't going to do it. Let's keep going. Jones, the lawmaker, was expelled in April after he and two other Democrats called for gun reform, yada, yada, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So Jones's statement that he's doing this to better the lives of the people he represents is nonsense. I believe it is self-aggrandizing, narcissistic chicanery. But that's just me. Okay. Jones was ruled out of order Monday for his sharp rebuke of proposals that would allow private schools to adopt their own handgun carry policies, calling the proposals reprehensible, asinine, and insulting. I got to say this. There are certain rules of decorum, and if you can't follow those rules of decorum, you can't speak. That's just it. Generally, insulting your colleagues is not a good idea. But of course, you can get away with it because Black Lives Matter. Okay. Later, Jones was ruled off topic during a discussion over a bill to allow local police or the sheriff's office to assign an officer to a school that doesn't already have one. Okay. Jones is quoted as saying, what our schools need are mental health professionals. We need funding for mental health for counselors. We need to pay our teachers better. We don't need more police in our schools. That triggered the vote to silence Jones, infuriating Democrats and gun control advocates in the gallery who yelled in protest. Yeah, all that crap was planned. He planned to do that. Now, and I'm sure he also planned to get silenced again so he can cry victim. But here's the thing, man. If you are only supposed to address allowing police into schools, then that's what you're supposed to address. When you drag in all this other stuff that you need mental health counselors in school, you need better teacher pay. Okay, that's true, you do, but that's not the subject. And I would imagine that if he was silenced, it's not because of this one particular incident, where he went off topic. So we're going to talk about this guy and the silencing some more because I think it is utterly fascinating. And as I said at the beginning of the video, if the Republicans are being censured in various ways for their misbehavior, it needs to apply to Democrats too. He does not get a pass because he's Black. Just no. I'm going to say it one more time. No. The rules apply to everybody. They apply to white Republicans and they apply to Black Democrats and Black Republicans and white Democrats. They apply to everybody. If you are not supposed to be talking about a certain subject matter in the course of state business, you zip your lip or deal with the consequences. That's it. And that's all. All right. I will see you guys in the next video. And until then, have a lovely rest of the day. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.